What's up everyone, it's Colin with Kill Mode, and today I join you from the driver's seat of my E39 540i, which is actually the center of attention for this video, or all of the seats actually. So in this video I'm going to show you guys the restoration, re-dye, repair of my E39 540i seats that have 260,000 miles on them. So stay tuned, I'm going to show you what I do, and we'll see how it turns out. Keep watching. The products I'll be using in this video are these Seat Doctors dye for vinyl and leather seats. I got this one ordered for my VIN. It's the BMW gray. It is now the next day and I have gotten the seats entirely out of the car, disassembled, and I'm getting ready to start making repairs. So I wanted to show you guys kind of what I'm starting with, and then I can show you what I'm going to do to make them better. So these are the seats as they were in the car. So this is a driver's seat here that has two tears in it on the left bolster, as well as just a bunch of dye transfer and rough texture, as well as cracks. So it's got it all. What I plan to do is use some leather filler to get rid of these big cracks. I do want to keep some factory texture, although I sanded this down some to make it softer and get rid of those super high peaks in the leather. Also going to fill some of this right here because it's very rough. And then I'm going to use some color lock back cloth back there, and then use some leather filler to try and repair that. This is my first time doing leather repair, so I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. But what I did is disassembled the seat. So this is that left cover here that currently has water overspray on it, so disregard that. But I sanded this down with 600 grit just to make it smoother, and then I'm going to also dye this piece as well so it matches the seat. This is the center console that I've taken out and disassembled. It has some leather problems here, just from, I guess, an elbow being on it. It's pulled it. I tried to put some heat on it and get some of that out, and it didn't really improve much. So I've got the back off the seat. The way you do that is take out the two T27s on the bottom here, and then it pops right out. So I am going to go ahead and move forward with repairs, and then I'll let you guys see as I do that, and then we'll get set up to go ahead and airbrush it on. Okay, so I've wiped the seat down with isopropyl alcohol, and I've got it pretty much ready. So what I'm going to start doing is taking some leather filler here and filling these cracks. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to start with this one right here. It's a bit stringy. I don't know if that's temperature related or what, but and this product was also from Seat Doctors. And then I'll fill some of these. Definitely thicker in consistency than I expected, but okay, so that's kind of the process for crack filling. You just use this little filler thing and then you rub it in. This is a lot thicker than I expected, but I guess it's working. Once it's cured, I can sand it down and get the nice smooth finish that I want. So I'm going to continue doing that on the rest of the seat, fill the cracks, and then I'll catch up with you guys when I'm trying to fix the big tear up there in the bolster. So I'm just going to work this into place. And actually, this might be way too big, so I might trim it down. I don't know. Let's see. Alright, so I got the backing, or the cloth back in there. You can see it behind this crack, and I'm actually going to pull it up a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is put some leather filler in there and basically push this piece down together. And I know a method you can use is to use glue, which is probably better, but I don't think I have any here. And I'm just going to try the leather filler route. So another thing, based on my intuition was right, it's just cold for this. So if you heat it up with a heat gun before using it, it spreads a lot better. And that's something that I found when doing this, and it helps a whole lot. So definitely make sure it's at a warmer temperature so it'll smear a little better. So I'm gonna get started on using the filler and trying to get this crack back together. So I could be doing this entirely wrong, but I think this is gonna work. Famous last words, right? It's kind of hard using one hand. Let's see here. And I think we want the edges to kind of be folded down, you know, to each other like that, so that you can just feel that crack versus having a ridge. All right, so before I make that worse, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it with a heat gun. Try and set that up some. On the lower ridge. I made it worse. So I'm still waiting on that to set up, but while I waited, I wanted to go ahead and do a test run with my airbrush gun here on this leg piece. So I'm gonna see how it does. It's got a pretty small spray fan, or fan pattern, but let's just see if I'm able to basically how it's going to turn out. So I'm going to start down at the bottom, then I'll work my way up. Alright guys, so I've been spraying the seats with my airbrush gun, and I'm pretty happy with how they've come out so far. They don't look brand new, but they look a whole lot better than before. This side actually wasn't even the right color or even gray at all. So I definitely could have used some more crack filling on areas like this right here. You can see it through the dye. I've still got that spot open because I'm waiting on that crack filler to dry still, but I had to show you guys an update because it's going pretty well. Got this headrest done. It was stained. It looked really bad. And I've also done these covers. So this piece had a pretty nasty white spot right there. Came out really nice. Good morning. Oh, it's morning here. It's the next day. So I am done putting the dye on the passenger seat. One thing to note, I actually switched guns. So I went from using my airbrush gun to this quick change kit, which is so much better. It lays down so much quicker, smoother. Everything's just overall better. So check this out. This is the seat. Like, that's just a shadow, but it looks so much better than before. This sprays a whole lot more than the airbrush gun, so have to be careful not to overdo it. Okay guys, and this is the finished product. So with the clear on, or the protectant, we've got a nice gray finish pretty much everywhere. It looks so much better than before. Let's see if I can get a close up. So this was a huge improvement for this car. I got rid of the wear on these side pieces. Desperately needed this. So yep, I'm gonna go ahead and see if this is dry enough and then give it a good sand and then spray the seat down with gray and sealant, and then I should be pretty much done with the dyeing process, and then I just have to fix the seat twists. Well guys, the seats are done. As you can tell, it's a different day, different location. I've had the seats in the car for a few days. I've driven on them. They look so much better, and actually in the midst of the process, I actually got rear-ended in this car on I-10. So that'll have to get fixed too. So let me show you guys the interior. You can see what it looks like, and I guess tell me what you think. I've only done the front seats. I need to do a couple more pieces to finish it up, and then also do the rear end, or sorry, the rear seats, and then I'll be completed with the interior restoration on the E39. So check it out and let me know what you think. Look at this. This is the completed driver's seat, which was in the worst shape. My crack repair is right there, or rip repair. Still has a little bit of work that can be done to it to improve on, but at least for now it's solid and it's supported, so it's not going to get worse. But I do need more crack filler to actually get down inside of that ridge and finish it up. But overall, it's all the same color, which is a huge improvement off the bat. I also did the handbrake boot right there, which made a really large difference in that piece. It was stained, was looking really rough. And then I also did the center console, or the armrest. So another thing that I did in the midst of that project is replace the centerpiece. Little cubby also made a big difference on the interior of this car. And if you get a peek over there, you can see the passenger seat, which in my opinion turned out the best out of all of the seat repairs. So let me show you guys that passenger seat, and then you'll have a good idea of what a difference this made. So this is the passenger seat, which was in better shape to begin with. So I guess the challenge was a little less, but it turned out near perfect. I mean, it looks fantastic. You can tell, you know, it's a used seat. It's 21 years old, but it's about the best it gets for 21 years old. The thigh support looks awesome as well. We're having some focusing issues. There we go. Stay focused. It's starting to rain, so there's some water spots, but I mean, the bolsters are just in fantastic shape on this car. I definitely recommend doing this to your BMW. If you have worn out seats, definitely a DIY project that you can tackle, and it's not too bad, and the results are fantastic. It makes the car look so much fresher. All right guys, so that concludes the interior restoration on my E39 540. Of course, I still have to do those rear seats, and I may or may not make a video on that, depending how interesting it is, I guess. But that's what happens when you redye your seats, and the transformation it can make is just huge. And I 100% recommend it if you have an old BMW or an old car at all that has rips, tears, cracks, or dye transfer on your seats. So thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it or got something from it, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more content on the E39. And yeah, thanks for watching.